Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 6 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the previous video, we were able to start our kitchen, and then now we have this. We added this casing for the fridge and then the convection oven. Now we're gonna continue working on this. What I'm gonna add right here is the sink. So because we're gonna add a sink there, we need to add it from level 1 first, and then let's look for our sink, going to our insert, load family, and then now we could go and look for plumbing, architecture, fixtures, and then here we have some sink, and then we have kitchen sinks right here. We could use the double if we want to, or the triple. I believe we have enough room, so we could do a double right here. So click open, CM, and then here you click your space bar, and then we can rotate it from here. So I'm just gonna add it right about there, and then here we could put it up to 925 because we know the height or the total height of that. So now that we added there, we can now double click here under our, and then here we could adjust this now, AL. So now it's right there. If we go to our 3D, as you can see, we need to create a void extrusion around here. So to do that, we're going to click back this base, edit in place, and then now we could click create void form and then void extrusion. Once we click that, we could go now to level 1, and then we need to set it. Let's set this one to pick a plane, because I know we could set it up from the top right here. So I set it from the top. Now we need to create a rectangle in order for us to have a void form right around here. As you can see, I always move it a bit at the edge so that everything is being shown. So now I will click on finish, go to 3D to see it much better, and then I could extend it from right here. And then we need to click cut geometry, select this, and select the void. So let's do that again. Press escape, look for the void form. It's hard to see it right here, but maybe we could see it from right here. We can even go over. So cut geometry, so we just need to click finish, and it's still not showing because we need to edit again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the view so that it's basically visible in some ways. Select that, and then select the top. There we go. So now you just need to show, or you just need to click. So once you click on cut geometry, you will need to select the void extrusion first, and then after the top here. So now if we go back, you will be able to see that we have done the cut geometry properly, and it's still showing like that. So that's fine enough. It doesn't concern me. It's not something that is going to be visible into Twinmotion. So I'm happy with this. Now I just want to do the casing from this side. What we could do is we could create the case from level 1 and then we could extrude it in place, and then after that we could create the doors for those. So now let's go back to level 1, which is right here, and then we're going to click on model in place and then generic model. Press OK. Create your extrusion. I'm gonna use this, and then I'm just gonna use, we're gonna create an rectangles like this. So TR, trim and extend right here, and then delete anything that is over, and then we could set up around 500, or that's too much, so 450 is good enough. 450, and then once we're good, what we could do is we could change the material. I'm gonna set up a different wood finish. I'm gonna use Douglas fir. Apply OK, and then click finish. Go to 3D view so that we can expand this right here. So depending on how and what height we want, so it's easy to manipulate. So at the top here we could add in something so that it's not overly at the top there, and I think it's good enough. We could go to our section and then we could review how it looks. I think that's good enough. The height of the fridge, the peephole, and then now we could just click finish. Check it out. That looks fine, and then we just need to add in a boolean at the top. So now let's go back and add in a model in place, generic model, and then add another extrusion. This will be the boolean at the top there. TR, trim and extend again. And then different material, another wood. Let's use this. Apply OK. Click finish. Go back to 3D so that you can manually put it up and pull this up. And then my trick is AL. Align it from the top right here, and then AL again from the top, and then from the bottom of that. And then now it looks much better. We can even align it from this side to this side, and then this side to that side. So we could do those. This is basically align it. This one is not, because the fridge is too wide from there. But I like the look. I can click finish, and I'm happy with that. Another thing is we could add is the backsplash. So I think that's a good idea, because I know once we have all of this, it's easier to add in the design for this. So even the base door and then the top cabinet doors. So might as well let's add in from level 1. I think it's easier to do this and then just manually put it up, and using align, it's easier to align everything. So go back to architecture, click in component, model in place, generic model. This will be generic model number 1, extrusion, and then here create a rectangle, but this will be very thin. So right now I'm just doing is selecting that. This will be just 10. This one as well will be 10 for the thickness. What we could do is we could just put this one at 1000, and this is from 925. So at least it's above that, and then just change this to one of the stone tiles, or if we have tiling here, let's use this. Apply OK, click finish, go to 3D to manually put it up. Here is the arrow that we could grab, and then now we could just move it up there. AL, select this base, and then now select this base, and then instantly you have everything from the bottom to the top there. So that looks good. At least you can see, you can visualize. Probably I'm gonna put in a subwhale tile right here, similar to this design or whatever, but at least you know that it will look better if we have a backsplash. So click finish. I'm happy with that. Before we create the island with the stove, we need to finish up this so that we could use the section properly, because if we create the island now, it will just be on our way, in our way. So it's easier to do this first before we do anything further. But always remember to keep on saving your project, just in case Revit crash. So now to start right here, we could go and go to our section. So basically this is the one that is facing right here. Go to section 1. Now it's facing this way, and we're going to add cabinets at the top and cabinets at the bottom. As you remember, they have different depth, so you will need to set different depths for those. So now let's start with the top. As you know, it's an L shape. If we go to 3D, the view that we're seeing is from here, so this space is not visible. So I know it's tricky, but this is something that we need to think about. I know it's not gonna be all the way at the edge, so we need to create something right here. Let's be creative and do something about the corner right here. Okay, so now let's start at the top there. So go to section 1, and then we could manually see what we're seeing there. So I'm just gonna add in a panel, like a 90-degree panel, just to change it a bit. So now let's go to architecture, click component, model in place, and then let's look for generic model, and then model. Press OK. Click on extrusion, pick a plane. This is very important part. Press OK, and then we need to select this panel, which is that highlighted part. So once you click that, we will create the rectangle that has an offset of 10. So now I click on the corner, but because we have an offset, we need that offset to be from the inside. So I'm gonna click on my spacebar for that to go on the other side. So now here I'm gonna click on this corner right there, and then like I said, we will deal with the corner later on. So now I want to add something right here. So I'm gonna find in the midpoint. So roughly around here is the midpoint. So I'm gonna add, so make sure this is 90. So let's look at it again. So right about here, so that's the 90-degree midpoint, and then we could add in something like this half, and then this half again, and then I'm good with this. We could add in one more right here, probably a small one. If we check the distance, around 520, and this one is 500. So let's maintain the 500, and then 500 right here. Okay, so that's good. Click on pick line, and then offset is 10 again. So we need to add a gap, and then now SL, split element. So we need to split that right there. Split that. And then now TR, that's trim and extend. We need to clean up everything. So make sure you trim and extend all of those. Okay, now we're gonna start at 0 here, and then the extrusion end is 20. No, actually it's just 10. I want to be extruded only 10 for that. And then here we're going to change the material. I forgot the material that we used for the top. Maybe it's still here, one of the wood material. I remember it's one of those gluten something. So this one, I remember we put it at the top there. top material. So now here we could click on finish, and then we have something that looks like here. This is actually a different material. Let me double check. Douglas fir. So I'm gonna copy that and then just click cancel, and then here I'm just gonna use this one to edit in place, select that, and then change this to Douglas fir. Click finish. And then here I'm just going to manually add that right there. So we can even just do it like that, but for now let's deal with that. So all cabinet right there, and then let's do the one for below before we continue on the side. I want to double check what we use right here for the below. So birch semi-gloss, so let's use that as well. So now I'm going to create a model in place, generic model, press OK, click on extrusion, pick a plane, which is this plane. This is a very important part, and then click on rectangle. We need to offset this to 10, and then same corner, spacebar, and then corner again. The spacebar is just to change the from the inside to the outside, or outside to the inside. Here Douglas fir, or sorry, birch semi-gloss, same material as the base case. And then here we could have the same line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add the same line that we have. So I'm gonna keep on adding lines like so. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna make multiple. So I'm gonna check that. So now I'm just gonna go align AL. Then align it here, and then right here. Then SL again, split element, the one at the top. For this part, we're going to we're not just gonna add basically a hinge door. We're going to add a drawer as well. So for now, we're gonna do this. Once we finish, we're going to edit. So here, we're just gonna click finish. We want to make sure that it's only 10, and we have our cabinets right there. It's not finished, but we're gonna add in more later on. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.